Last video we used the theme editor window to build themes by typing in values. Now I'll show you the interactive theme editor mode, where you drag drop meshes directly onto the viewport and see everything update in real time. Let's start by creating a new level and drop in a dungeon actor. Let's go to dungeon architect dungeon, select the dungeon actor and reset the transform to 0, and for this demo we want to use the grid builder, so make sure that is selected, and we're going to save this. And here let's also create a dungeon theme and then select the dungeon actor, assign that theme over here. Okay, so we are set up now. Now I'll open the theme editor mode. You do that by going to the main editor viewport and selecting dungeon theme. So you can see the graph appears on the side of the main viewport. This is the editor mode, and we are working directly in the level editor now. Alright, so now let's get some assets to work with. So in this demo I'm going to use again, if you do not see this, head over to, if you don't see the engine folder, head over to the settings gear icon and enable engine and plugin content. Now open up this, go to plugins, dungeon architect, and go to showcase, samples, themes, candy. So these are low poly assets, great for demonstrating demonstrating this feature. So again, these are modular assets, 400 by 400, 400 by 400. So we'll make sure that our grid size is also set to 400, which is fine. So let's get rid of this. Let's turn this off and then select the ground mesh, get rid of it, and then switch back to the theme editor mode. Okay, so now like before, I could drag drop directly on the theme graph, and I can link them up, and I would see a live preview, but this time the live preview is in the main viewport itself. However, with the theme editor we can do a lot more. So I'm going to get rid of this and I'm going to show you the new feature. So if you double click on any of the markers, you enter the marker tool, where you can now drag drop your assets directly on the viewport itself rather than putting it here and then linking it up. So I'm going to take this and drag drop here. You see everything updates, and you are using the the tool set, the widgets, and the snapping, everything just works. So you can have more assets as well. So for example, if I put in like a cone, I could scale it. So it makes the workflow really fast. So now let me add a wall, double click on this. It's showing me a rectangle here that tells me where the mesh is going to spawn if I were to put it, and this is also great for aligning your meshes. If the pivot is off, you know exactly where to put it. So I'm going to drop this and it plays this. So now if I select the ground tile, it'll automatically select in the graph as well the node that was responsible for selecting that, for spawning that mesh. So, and then you can also go ahead and just hit delete on any of the meshes and it'll update everything. So now let's get back to the wall, and I'm going to select two meshes at the same time. I want to have one of these to show up. So I'm going to select both of these and then drag drop these onto the scene, and you see we get one of the two. So complete. So 50% of the time we get the walls with the window, and other times solid. So what this has created is it's created a multi-mesh node. It's the same as drag and dropping these. So if you have multiple meshes that you want to spawn and just pick one in random, you could just select them, drag drop, it'll create this multi-mesh node. It works with blueprints as well. So so if you double click on any of the meshes on the scene, it takes you to the node, and it also enters the edit tool. So I'm going to hit complete, and you can also do that by clicking on the node itself, and this allows you to edit it, move it, align it, so on. And it also works with the snapping. and this has its own detail panel over here. So we do not touch the detail panel that the level editor uses, because it might show the properties of the actor. So we want a dedicated one. Any modifications that you want to do, like you've done in the past with in the previous video, you can do that here if you want to have more manual control. So you see the value here is 20. I want to set it to 0, bring it down. Okay, complete. Now let's add a few more real quick. So I have the wall separator. Let's add this. Oh, sorry, not here. We want to use a new so we just drag drop here into the scene, and we have this. Let's make this a little bigger. And now let's select the now you see I can just select another node and start editing that, and it'll switch to the right node and update that. Okay, now that we are in the wall, let's add in another one of these pillars here. Move that up, rotate. You see, it's very intuitive. And then select this, move it up a bit, then select the wall, add another one, and just like that we have this. All right, let's start filling up the rest of these. So we have fence for these. I'm going to drop in with this. So we got to double click this to enter the fence mode. So it's telling me that this is here, and I want this. And then we have the fence separator. Okay, let's complete this. Then the fence separator. Now, since we don't have any mesh here, like I do have a fence mesh, so I can double click this and start editing, and then add whatever I like on top of it, right, if I want to. But when you don't have anything to begin with, like this fence separator, right, there's nothing to click over here, so you would click on the marker node and then drop in your first mesh in. So I'm going to drop this in, and maybe have the same structure like this, or we could go down and bring it up like this and add a few more. All right, so experiment with it, go crazy with it. This is something that we quickly made within minutes. In the next video, we will use the theme editor mode to design the Foundry theme by ourselves.